from the federal government of Somalia and federal member states, ANSOM representative, Mr. Jeffrey Sims, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is such a great pleasure to be here today, and on behalf of Mr. Kitak Lim, the Secretary General of the International Maritime Organization, allow me to make a few remarks. I would like to start by extending our profound gratitude to the federal government and the people of Somalia for the warm welcome and hospitality. I would also like to thank the United Nations Assistance Mission in Somalia for agreeing to partner with us and supporting the work of the IMO here in Somalia. Honorable Minister, let me thank you personally for your tireless effort and personal dedication in championing the excellent spirit of cooperation between the IMO and the government of Somalia. As you know, IMO has been providing technical assistance in Somalia since 2014, mainly focusing on efforts to establish the Somalia Maritime Administration and the necessary legal, administrative, and operational framework for the same. You probably don't know this, but never before has the IMO concentrated so much effort in providing technical assistance to one individual member state, as has been the case for Somalia over the last 5 years. This has been for a reason. Somalia is blessed with more than 3,300 kilometers of coastline, the longest and perhaps the most geographically significant in the Horn of Africa. The country also has various main commercial seaports and minor ports, but as you know, following decades of civil war, a lot of effort is required to rebuild the sector. During the last National Stakeholders Workshop to discuss the enactment of the code and the way forward in establishing an effective and functional Department of Maritime Administration that was held in Kigali, Rwanda from 27th to 31st of August 2018, you informed us that in accordance with the prevailing laws in Somalia, it would be necessary to translate the Somalia Shipping Code and the policy paper into Somali language prior to being presented to Parliament. I am pleased that IMO was able to follow through with your request to support that process, and that is why we are here today. Distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much all for taking your time out of your busy schedules and availing yourselves to be part of this workshop. The presence of so many senior officials from across the country is a clear demonstration of the commitment of your country in developing the maritime sector and a sustainable blue economy that generates revenue, employment, and stability. The development of an effective legal framework, as well as the establishment of a national maritime administration for Somalia, is key in guiding and providing the necessary institutional infrastructure for the management and delivery of the international obligations necessary for the sector to thrive. It will also provide the basis upon which the protection of the marine environment and conservation of its resources for the prosperity of not just the present, but also for the future generations of the Somali people can be sustained. Your Excellency, cumulatively, IMO has facilitated more than 10 workshops and stakeholders meetings in relation to this program and achieved a number of outcomes, which I'll talk about shortly. We have made every effort to make sure that the process is inclusive and Somali-driven, and therefore, although we worked with the appointed IMO consultants to drive the process, we tried to involve the Somali stakeholders along the way. So some of those accomplishments is the completion of the Somalia Shipping Code and the accompanying policy paper that was completed and handed over to the government. We also acknowledge the knowledge gained from the training workshops, which have created better understanding of the relevance of IMO instruments and conventions which the country needs to ratify, enforce, and comply with as a matter of priority. And also, of course, the next one is the translation of this code, which is now underway and which we are here to seek your input and support. And maybe just to set some background, Your Excellency, as you know, piracy and armed robbery at sea in this region has been a most significant threat to global shipping until about 6 years ago. Since then, a combination of actions by regional signatory states, international organizations, and international navies, and self-protection measures by merchant shipping succeeded in containing the piracy in the region. However, threats and priorities continue to evolve, and after many years of countering piracy, it became clear that solving maritime security problems required a comprehensive and sustainable solution, not just addressing the symptoms through short-term solutions. By signing the Jeddah Amendment to Djibouti Code of Conduct in January 2017, your country and the region sought a long-term comprehensive solution that would also address other strategic threats, including terrorism against maritime transport systems and illegal, unregulated, and unreported fishing. Furthermore, you sought the value of a well-developed maritime sector and a blue economy within the context of sustainable development goals and the prevention of violent extremism. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today because we share a collective duty and a collective responsibility to do whatever we can to help Somalia in establishing a maritime administration with the requisite guiding framework. As we move on with this very critical stage, I would like to anticipate that the outcome will enable due ownership of the process and eventually give the country the desirable piece of legislation. This holds the future of maritime This holds the future of maritime legislation and administration in Somalia, and I would like to exude confidence that this session will provide an invaluable opportunity towards such an achievement. IMO is very proud to be part of this process and will continue to extend its support in every measure to the Somali people in their effort to develop the maritime sector. I wish you good deliberations and a successful outcome. Shukran.